Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. It's 𝘵𝑒𝑪𝑒𝑐𝑢p here, and today I'm doing something a little bit different on the channel. A while ago, a couple months ago actually, I did a video where I went over my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time, and that was a pretty fun video to do, but I have been asked since then, what are my top favorite Pokemon for each type? And I was like, I don't know, there are so many. There are over 1,000 Pokemon now, and it is kind of hard because sometimes when I think about what my favorite Pokemon of each type is, I kind of forget a lot of them. So I decided that I would jump onto 𝑔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔.com, where I'm going to use the Pokemon Picker feature, and you will see over here that I can go ahead and I can select what types I want to include. So I'm going to go through all of the Pokemon types, and I am going to select which ones are my favorite of each type, of course going ahead and starting with normal types. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't think this one is going to be a big surprise to a lot of people, but I'm going to go through and I am going to pick my favorites out of the pages and we will narrow it down. But I think most people are going to be able to guess who my favorite is in terms of normal types. But I think I'm going to go with Lopunny and Zoroark out of this selection. Who else have we got? Delcatty! Oh my gosh. Delcatty, Stuffle, Eevee. You guys know if you watch the top 10 favorite Pokemon list, I do love Eevee quite a lot. We've got Spinder here. I'm going to go ahead and say Spinder is a top pick for me. And Miltank, of course. I know people feel really, people feel a lot of different types of ways about Miltank, but I am one of the people that absolutely love it. We have Audino, and maybe this will give you guys a little bit of insight. I'm sure most people can probably gather for the most part what a lot of my favorite Pokemon are, but this this might give a bit of insight to some of my favorites. And there we go. My favorite normal type is Skitty. That was an easy one to start off with. I honestly probably didn't even really need to do the Pokemon picker, but I thought it would be a little bit of fun. Let's move on now to our fire types.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
I feel like this is going to be where it starts to get difficult because I love a lot of Pokemon, and narrowing it down to my favorite of each type is going to be honestly quite difficult, I would imagine. And I am also including mythicals and legendaries, which you guys will be able to see as I go through and select them all. But there are a lot of really, really cool Pokemon in all these lineups, and I am going to include the mythicals and legendaries in each one, so because I'm trying to pick my absolute favorite out of all of them, This is not going to be easy. Ooh, Reshiram and Victini and Flareon? Oh no, this is a really good page. Oh gosh, when I was a kid, I definitely would have said Vulpix. I think these days, I'm probably going to say Ninetales out of those three. Oh no, Reshiram and Entei. I know this might be kind of surprising because I really, really love Reshiram. I can't pick. I gotta go for both. I love both of these two Pokemon. This is really genuinely so difficult for me because I think that they both look fantastic. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say Reshiram, although Entei is really it's up there for me. And then no, the hardest choice of all. I don't want to have too many legendaries, but then again, this is about my absolute favorites and what I'm feeling. I think if I was a little bit younger, I would have said Ninetales, but I have to say, I think my heart is with Reshiram. Which means Reshiram is my favorite fire type Pokemon. That's kind of a shock even to me. I was really thinking it would probably end up being like Ninetales or Vulpix. This is why I need the Pokemon checker, because I forget about so many Pokemon, including some of my favorites. Now, of course, we are going to move along to water types. Now, this is going to be really tricky for me because water types are one of my favorite types, especially when I was like a little girl growing up. I wanted to be a water type trainer so badly. I wanted to be Misty, okay? So this is probably going to be, I want to say this is going to be the most difficult one because right off the bat, I can already see so many bangers. This is...
And I know bangers.
Oh gosh, this is going to be tough. Oh, Luvdisc, Poliwag, Mudkip, Palkia. Oh no. I really love Relicanth. You guys know I love Relicanth, but I think out of this group, I gotta say Poplio. Oh, this is tough to say, but I think I gotta be honest. I gotta give it to Suicune as my favorite water type. I love Suicune. For those of you who also don't know, Suicune is actually my favorite legendary. So that was really tough. That was really, really tough. Ooh, moving on now to electric type. I wonder if this will be easier for me or more difficult. There are some really cute electric type Pokemon. So let's give this a crack. I love Alolan Raichu. I did also keep in other forms as well of Pokemon. Oh, I guess we'll see how this is going to play out. It's not going to be easy because because there are a lot of Pika clones. And I mean, I'm going to be honest, I love my Pika clones. They're some of my favorite Pokemon ever. They're so, so cute. Ooh, the tiebreaker between my two of my favorites. Now, I will say, if this was shiny Pokemon, this would also be incredibly difficult because both of them have amazing shinies. Oh gosh. As much as I love Alolan Raichu, which I do, I love Alolan Raichu so much. I gotta be honest, I think Pachirisu just wins out for me on this one. And yeah, I mean, I think Pachirisu is I'm gonna have to go ahead and say Pachirisu is my favorite electric type Pokemon. It is so cute. Now getting into grass types. Grass types is gonna be a little tricky because I don't remember a lot of the grass type Pokemon off the top of my head, which is weird to say because there are so many cute ones, including Chikorita and Shaman. Oh, Cottony, Sunflora. Oh my gosh. I have no idea who my favorite grass type Pokemon is. I've never really thought about it. Ooh, okay. Now between Sprigatito and Leafeon, who is my favorite between these two? This is genuinely so tough because I think that both of these Pokemon are great. You know what? My gut is telling me I thought I was going to pick Sprigatito, but I think the more I think about it, I think Leafeon. I really like Leafeon and I really don't use it that much. So between Shaman and Leafeon, yeah, I'm kind of surprised. I guess Leafeon is my favorite. Leafeon is my favorite when I compare them to all of the others. Although I will say all of these choices are such honorable mentions because they are all really cool. And now we're doing ice types. Oh my gosh. I think I know who's going to win for ice types. Let's see if you guys can guess who I'm going to pick. Frostmoth, Amora, Alolan Ninetales. Oh my gosh. Shempow's got to be there as well. Lapras is a cutie. Snom, of course. How could I forget little Snom? Alolan Vulpix. Glaceon's great. I mean, this is tough. I like both of them. I'm picking both of them and being difficult, but I'm gonna say Alolan Vulpix. Yeah, I mean, that's not really a surprise. I think most people could have guessed that my favorite ice type is Alolan Vulpix. Now, this one's gonna be kind of interesting. Fighting types. I have literally no idea who my favorite fighting type is. I have never thought about it. So this is gonna be kind of interesting, actually. Ooh, this is tough because all three of these are really solid to me. I think out of this group, I want to say Lucario or Marshadow. And between Lucario and Marshadow, oh my gosh, this is so tough. It's so tough because there's always a couple at the end that I'm like, this, I mean, I could be either or and I would be happy with. And this is definitely one of those cases where if you said my favorite fighting type was Lucario or Marshadow, I would not be mad at it. But I think realistically, I gotta say Marshadow. Marshadow just wins out for me. I know that might be surprising, but something about Marshadow, I love it. Poison types. I do not remember many of the poison types off the top of my head. This is one I would struggle and be pretty hard pressed to figuring out which one is my favorite. Ooh, Poipole, Gengar. Oh, Gengar's pretty darn good. I gotta put Gengar in there, but I don't know. As a poison type, I think Gengar might be my winner. Oh no, space jellyfish! I forgot. I forgot about space jellyfish. Oh no. Out of these two, this is really tough because I love all three, but I think I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to pick Gengar. And Gengar's going to be my favorite poison type Pokemon, which is so strange because I obviously see it as a ghost, but I have a strategy here. And listen, you'll see it come to fruition very soon. Now it is time to check out our ground types. Ooh, ground types are going to be fun. Ground types are going to be fun, actually, because I've forgotten a lot of these ones as well. Zygarde, I mean, you are a pain to battle in DAs, but you are a cool Pokemon. I cannot deny that. Who else have we got here? Oh my gosh, we're not even going to talk about you. If you think I'm selecting you right now, you are sorely mistaken, sir. This might be surprising to some people, but I kind of like Groudon just a little bit more. However, Larvitar over Swampert and Larvitar over Groudon. I mean, I have a soft spot for Larvitar. I know, I mentioned it before in the past. I don't know what it is about Larvitar, but I really like this Pokemon. Now let's fly into the next selection. That was horrible. I'm so sorry. Flying types. Flying types are fun. There are some really cool flying type Pokemon. You've got like your bugs, and then you've got like your birds, and then you've just got Minior, because of course you have Minior. Minior's great. This is a tough selection. This is a really tough selection. I think I'm gonna pick Altaria. I feel like that's kind of a controversial controversial take. It's so close between those two, but I think Altaria just wins over for me. I am curious now though if psychic types are going to be easier. I don't know. There's a lot of good psychic types. I know that off the top of my head, including one of my absolute favorites right there, little Esper, Ralts, Espeon, Lugia, Mesprit. Come on, this is rough. There are so many good choices. And the thing is that's really tough about this category is that there are so many legendaries and mythicals that are psychic types, so it makes it even harder to narrow it down because there are so many good Pokemon. Like, look at that lineup. That's a fantastic lineup of Pokemon. How am I meant to choose my favorite? I think Mew just beats out Latias. Oh gosh. Jirachi or Esper? This is so tricky because looking at them, I think most people are gonna pick Jirachi, and I love Jirachi. I should have excluded mythicals because this is so tricky. I think Esper just wins out. I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Esper. Esper's my favorite psychic type. It just makes sense. It's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I think that's fair. But as you can see, psychic types are probably one of the hardest types for me to pick my favorite outside of Esper. Picking a second place would genuinely be like pretty much impossible for me, I think. Time for the creepy crawly bug types. Woo, how exciting. I love a lot of bugs. I really do. Some of them are just so cute to me, and I love a good cute Pokemon. Even 𝘵𝑒𝘪𝑗𝑔, that's cute as well, right? Ooh, goodness. This is such a cute lineup of bugs. I think out of these three though, I love Cutiefly, I love Vivillon, and I love that with Vivillon, there are so many different wing patterns you can choose, but I think Ribombee just wins out for me. This is genuinely such a tough choice because I think that they are both really cute. I think that they're adorable. I hate to do this because both of you deserve a spot, okay? Both of you deserve a spot. And I think purely just because of the shiny, I gotta go ahead and I gotta give it to Ribombee. Oh my gosh, that was so horrible. Oh my gosh. Honestly, it could have been either. It could have been either or and I would have been happy. But I think if I just take that as the tiebreaker rule, I'm gonna have to go with Ribombee for this one. That was absolutely horrible. Oh my gosh. That was the most difficult like neck breaker one yet. Speaking of breaking things, let's break into the rock types right now. No, instantly no, not a fan. Get out of here. Get out of here. We want Rampardos, I think, is probably my favorite out of this lineup. And Tyrantrum, actually. That's a good choice. That's a good choice there. Diancie, oh my gosh, and Rockruff, so cute. Oh no, my favorite out of these three. We've got one of my favorite mythicals, one of my favorite Ultra Beasts, and then a little Crystal Rock. Oh no, this is tough. This is really tough. This is so hard for me to choose because these are some very top tier Pokemon to me. I think
Space Jellyfish
wins for me, if I'm being honest. So there we go.
Space Jellyfish.
Taking it for the rock types, which kind of surprised me. Ooh, ghost types. Ghost types are so fun. I'm gonna be honest, I already know who my favorite ghost type is, but I'm gonna play the game and do it as I have been doing it for all of them because that is what seems right, and you know, we like to do things properly.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But I'm pretty sure most of you guys are going to be able to guess who my favorite ghost type is. Yeah, I think you guys already know. I love Gengar a lot, but we did choose Gengar for my favorite poison type. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Mimikyu is my favorite. Mimikyu is an easy favorite ghost type for me. I love Mimikyu. Mimikyu is like top tier, one of the best Pokemon ever made. It is so cute. Now into our dragons here. Are dragons the most limited type? Like the least amount of Pokemon are dragon types? Oh no! Who's my favorite between Tatsugiri and Goomy? Tatsugiri. I would have said Goomy would have been up there as one of my favorite dragon types. But I'm gonna be honest, I think this is crazy. I think Tatsugiri is now my favorite dragon type. I think Goomy held that spot since its generation, and I think now it's second place. It's come second place to my Tatsugiri, which is very crazy to say. But now we've been left in the dark, and now it's time to figure out our favorite Pokemon of this type. This is kind of interesting. Dark types are cool to me. Like, there are a lot of really good dark types, and picking a favorite is gonna be rough. Although I did forget. This is why I need to see them all in front of me. I think it's gonna be Umbreon. I mean, however, once again, yeah, Umbreon's my favorite. I love Umbreon. It's such a cool Pokemon. It looks fantastic. Easily my favorite dark type. It's great. It's great. It's just a cool Pokemon all around. I love it. And really cool shiny. Oh my gosh, this has been so much harder than I thought it was going to be. Moving on to the second last type, Steel types. Now, I don't know what my favorite steel type is. I have no idea. See, this is kind of tough because I like all three of these as well. The thing is, whenever I think of 𝒔𝒑, as much as I love 𒔔𝒑, I don't look at it as more of like a steel type. I know that it is, but I don't see it as a steel type. So to say it's my favorite ever steel type Pokemon kind of feels wrong to say. So I think I gotta say 𝒔𝒪💧🧐. I think 𝒔𝒪🧧 is probably my favorite because that's like when I think of a steel type, I do think of 𝒔𝒪🧧. I love 𒔔𝒑. 𒔔𝒑, you can see, you've seen 𒔔𝒑 a couple times now, and I'm like, I do really love the Pokemon, but it just misses out to other ones that I guess I feel fit that theme for me a little bit better and are my personal favorites. But I do love 𒔔𝒑 so much. And here we are, the final type of the video, which I mean, of course, best for last, you know what they say, the fairy type. And I mean, I love so many of these Pokemon. It is genuinely so difficult to narrow it down, like in a sense, because there are so many shout outs I could give to a lot of these, like Swirlix and Slurpuff. A lot of you guys know they are some of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Yeah, look at this trio of fairy types. If this doesn't look like a group of Pokemon that Buttercup would use, then I don't know what to tell you. This has been super accurate. Like all the answers, you know, I would be pretty hard pressed to say are inaccurate. I feel like for the most part, I've stayed pretty consistent with what I like, but yeah, I mean, it was, everybody knows that my favorite was always going to be Sylveon. I love Sylveon. Sylveon's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. It's top 3 with Alolan, Vulpix, and Skitty. I mean, easy best fairy type, even though there are so many really, really good ones. But yeah, I think we got to wrap it up there. And there you go. The list of all of my favorite Pokemon for each type. This was actually a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be, but it was really, really fun. And I do recommend, if you can, giving this a try sometime. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you probably already do know your favorite Pokemon of each type, but it's kind of cool to sit down and actually look at them all, take the time to appreciate their designs. And for me, I think this is the only way I would have truly been able to figure out which Pokemon are my favorite of each type, especially up until Gen 9, which is where we are right now. Who knows what the future will hold with Gen 10 and future Pokemon games, but right now, as it stands, this is what my list looks like. Let me know, is this what you expected? Were there any surprises? I am curious to know. But I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video there, you guys. This is something a little different. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I look forward to catching you all in the next video.